Whew, here we go. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We are gonna do a quick video. Let me get my Santa chat a little bit more prevalent. That is Santa chat. We like Santa chat. Christmas time. All right, so we're in this KvK, y'all, and let's give a quick update on KvK. First of all, if you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything if you like the content, and it really helps support what we're trying to do with the channel. And also, if you like the video, throw a thumbs up on it, and really helps me out when we're kind of going through all these YouTube algorithms and all that fun stuff. But we've been giving you all kinds of content every day, and I've been streaming the last couple of days this Zone 6 that got opened up. So past 7 is where we're at, okay? And I wanted to do an update on KvK, just overall, what's going on. First and foremost, this is our starting zone over here, okay? And this is our Zone 6 that we got into. There's a Zone 5 up here. We fought in here just a little bit before we took the fort wall down and got out of there. We have a shared Zone 5 down here where we already have the buffs off these. This is 2377. This is our allies in Wessex, okay? This was their Zone 5 that they dominated. And then here's Mercia. This is 1718 and 3310. Okay, and that's the enemy. This is their shared Zone 5, and then this is 365 in Northumbria. Okay, so it is basically these two camps versus these two camps right here. Okay, and so East Anglia and Wessex were hooking up. Okay, so everybody kind of has their own Zone 6. This is ours in Cambridge. Okay, 2377's in Oxford. The Mercia guys, 1718 and 3310, they're in Warwick. And then 1365 is down here in Derby, okay? Or Derby, however you Brits like to say it. So what happened was these level 7 passes, this is shared with them. This one's shared with us in 2377. So this is where the pass fights are going on. And it's pretty much stalemated, okay? Since Kingsland is tomorrow, we've just been messing around and having some fun with this, but it's great to test a few things out. We took the pass initially when it opened. We swarmed it. My march was the one that actually got the pass, and we were able to keep it. We kept it for, golly, almost an entire day. It got into our downtime. You know, we were assessing, we were trading just fine on the garrisons, and our counter rallies were going crazy on theirs. But we literally got into downtime, and we were like, okay, let's go ahead and let them have the pass. We did that. They weren't going to rally our forts. We're not rallying their forts. So this has basically just been pass fighting and hanging out, testing different things. Well, what happened was, while they had the pass, we started rallying them like crazy. And while we were doing that, we were getting crazy reports. But what happened was 2377 is not getting much of a fight out of 1718 and 3310. The reason why, those guys are trying to conserve themselves. 2377 is massive. I mean, big time kingdom and a big time alliance. It's got all the big heavy hitters there. Let me just go in here and show you guys in the GV77. These alliance members, yeah, of course, that's Shark. He's the king there, and he's legit. You got Mars. You got all kinds of these players that are off the charts. Andre, who was rallying the pass with me as we were doubling it. You got all these big time players. BT Cyborg's there. You've got Wild Lion and Mr. Hope, who are both over 2 billion power. So just a massively overpowered alliance. 5 billion power. I mean, goodness gracious, it makes you want to. It makes you stutter. So what happened was they dropped a fort right back here. These are our buddies. We let them drop a fort. They built over here. Then they dropped their main fort here to kind of work the pass with us. And yesterday, it was crazy. Because when I mentioned 365 had taken the pass from us, okay, we started rallying their pass. And we started double rallying their pass. And there was all kinds of stuff going on with that. Let me see if I've got the some of these rallies and different things. These were the rallies that were going on, and it was pretty crazy. You can see it kind of in the left-hand corner. But I'm putting out, I've got this 2x speed, but I'm putting out buffing marches. We had the Atilla SA going, and let me just explain something to you guys. Atilla Scipio Aemilianus with SA behind Atilla, okay, is broken. Holy jeez. It's kind of got that same effect that Attilla Gorgo in the garrison has. So we ran this rally. We're taking on the double, or we're taking on the counter rally. They're swarming it. We keep the rally full. We fight our way through it. I get in here in the screen, and I'm letting infantry in there, just anything that we can get in there to keep it alive, to kill the swarm. We eventually do. And when we do, we start kicking out all the infantry. So this was crazy. It was going on for a while. And we were putting up some crazy reports. Okay. And so it was absolutely insane. Let's go through some of those reports right now. We did this about 8 times. And Chisco had done his rally, which did really, really well. Look how it's trading. It's unbelievable. It gets swarmed down. It punishes the swarmers. Really does a good job there. And then they were like, hey, let's try out this Attilla with Scipio Aemilianus. And here's the other part of this. Chisco doesn't quite have 25 million power dead yet. Okay, there's a stratagem that I use. All right. And I'll have a card in the top, but I have a stratagems guide to King of all Britain. This is Hymn of Heroes. Okay. When you lose 500,000 T5 deads, okay, when you send them to die, that's 5 million power. When you send that to die, you get 1% bonus damage. That applies to the rallies and garrisons as well. And so I was sitting yesterday at 2.8 million deads, which is 28 million power. Not a big deal for me. And so I had this extra 5% damage bonus. I was running counteroffensive and right back at you. It was absolutely crazy. And so we were having a good time with this. I was also running Rousing Drum. This is the buff that it gives you. You can run this buff. This is broken for the rallying garrison. When I did my stratagems, guide, I said Rousing Drums is like S+, like it's amazing. And it also has an amplifier to this as well that makes you last 8 seconds on the 15% less damage taken. So basically, if your rally gets or any of your troops get a buff from another one of your troops, like a Trajan, your troops take 15% less damage for 5 seconds. Okay? And so when that was going on, we're putting out our buffing marches over here, the rally's going over here, and the rally is constantly getting 15% less damage taken. It's big time for the rally. Plus it gets all the buffs. So where I'm running, Trajan, and let me see if I can get it here. I'm running Trajan and Joan. I'm running Constant. This is what I'm running for my buffing rallies. Hold on, let's come over here so I can show you guys. I'm running, let's see here, Zeno and Constantine. I'm running Trajan and Joan. Those are the two troops marches I would use to buff the rally. And it was just insane. So we let Chisco do the first few, and then we started getting into the Attilla, Scipio, Aemilianus. Here's the deal with Attilla and Scipio Aemilianus, and I'll do a video about this later. Okay, Scipio Aemilianus has got some interesting parts of his kit. Okay, when you come over here, if the commander is serving as the primary commander, the target will be silenced for 2 seconds. Okay, that's a cool little debuff when you're silencing the target for 2 seconds. Isn't super long. Guan's is 3, but 2 seconds is enough. Well, that he has to be primary. So if you put him secondary, you lose this. Okay, but it might not matter. All right, because the main thing between that particular skill and then his talents is that you get the fight or flight, which mitigates the rage of the target. So you don't have his talents and you don't have him as primary. You lose those 2 things. But what you do get with an Attilla is, boom, 30% more normal damage for 4 seconds. So when Attilla fires off his active, Scipio Aemilianus comes right behind him and absolutely blasts the garrison of the pass. I mean, it was just so crazy how that thing was working and how that thing was going. And this rally lasted forever, but you're going to see red numbers on here that are just insane. Like 194 was kind of low. Watch this. You'll hit 277, 234. Like these are the numbers that were firing up on this pass. 291, 261. They're running. Andre's running the same thing over here. We're just blasting this thing. Okay, 250, 224. We were pushing these numbers up to 340, 360, 370,000. Look at that, 309 on the garrison. So that's what Scipio Aemilianus does when he is behind Attilla. You miss out on the silence, you miss out on the smite tree, but you gain a big 30% normal damage boost. And it was just doing crazy stuff. So let's look at some of these rallies because it was pretty wild, okay? Here was the first one I ran. Now, these eventually get swarmed down. Hold on. There's Chisco's. Okay. Here's the first one I ran. It eventually gets swarmed down. But while the rally was cooking, bro, I mean, you're trading 3-to-1 on your kill points. You're trading more than 3-to-1 on deads, on power. You're trading almost 3-to-1 on your power. I mean, it is wild. These swarms really kind of get wrecked now. Scipio Aemilianus behind Atilla is not amazing, but Attila still provides that prickliness, okay? We go to the next rally, same type of deal. 100 million kill points to 43. So we're cooking, and we're cooking the garrison. When you see this from a power standpoint, they're using a lot of T4s. We're using a lot of T4s. We're also using some T5s from our mains when we see the swarm. When we see swarms coming, our mains flood into the rally because you're not taking deads on that point. You get into this one gets a little bit bigger. This is the biggest one of the day. This one kind of broke their back. They ended up killing the rally. They absolutely ended up killing the rally. But what this thing does, look at the deads. What this thing does to the overall garrison is just insane. And what it does, they tried to swarm this thing down, I want to say like 5 times, and we filled it every time. So look at all the swarms on this. I mean, it's all the 365 guys. Baba, Wild Dread, all these dudes trying to swarm it down over and over and over. They could not get it swarmed down until the very, very end. I mean, it's just a crazy, crazy report. So when you see it, look at that number. 654 million kill points to 298. Holy jeez. This is just one part of the rally, but this gives you an idea. We were 2-to-1 against the garrison. This is just one part of the garrison. There's other parts I'd have to go find, but overall you got 15.8 million dead here, 5.5 million dead here, 12 million sev wounds, 28 million sev wounds. This was the rally that went forever. Chisco had it on his stream. It was going crazy. Then we ran it again. They did a good job of swarming it down. So still trading amazing. And then this was the one that broke it. Okay. So in this rally, they immediately start swarming it, and we're filling it like crazy. They can't get it down. And if they can't get the rally down, it does this. 433 million kill points to 183 million kill points. It is absolutely wild how this thing played out. And so when you see this, I mean, these numbers on here are just insane. There was one point in time, let me see, it's at the very end of it, where we knocked the captain out. And the reason why we were able to get the pass yesterday because of this. Now you got to remember, Andre from 2377 is double rallied. I'm tanking it. Okay, so I'm doing all the tanking and still trading like this. Andre's was even crazier, but look at this. Okay, I want you guys to see something in the battle log. Let's go through all this thing here. On the first turn, you guys see that number right there? 744,000 for the enemy. You scroll down in here, and let's get to what happens when Nevsky fires off his active skill. Okay. Let's see. Got Burning Blood. There it is. When Scipio Aemilianus, I said Nevsky, I'm sorry. When Scipio Aemilianus fires off his active skill, 823. We had an 823,000 red number damage on Scipio Aemilianus' smite. It was so crazy. Anyways, we got the pass. Things look really, really good. We had a lot of fun with it. We started rallying again yesterday after they took the pass back. We went through back and forth of taking the pass because we didn't even really want it, and we're still doing this. We cook it every time. I mean, being able to do the pass. They don't want to keep this pass. They're not messing with this anymore. I don't blame them. But we were just absolutely cooking the pass, and it was crazy. So this pass has changed hands a couple of times. Right now, we're just sharing it with 2377. Like, we're going to come over here. Let's see. We're going to come over here, and if I need to get through this pass, watch what happens. I got to go hit this pass. And the minute I hit it, boom, it's our pass. Now I'm through. Now they got to hit it to get through. So it's just kind of a pain. It's a mess, but we're sharing that pass, which kind of makes it interesting. So 1365 is just chilling here. Everybody's pretty much done kind of fighting and messing around. Now we're just getting ready for Kingsland. So here's what we got in Kingsland, okay? We have, let's see here. Let's get on the levels here. Okay, so 1718 and 3310 have switched. They've gone to this side. You can see that they're going to run the inner lanes on this, I think. We're going to have outer lanes run by 365. So 365 is going to change over. And there you see BLN. BLN is going to come this way. BLN, this is where some of the big fighting is going to be between 2377 and 365. And then I believe, where is JST? Did they drop somewhere? I don't think they did. But we're going to basically have a situation where we have 365 and either 3310 or 1718. They're basically gonna interchange on these 4 passes. They're putting 365 here, so they're gonna go up against 2377. We're coming out this way out of these 2 passes, and then we're gonna hook up right here with 1718 and 3310 on this pass, and there's probably gonna be some 365 there as well. So this is gonna be split right here, and it's gonna be 2377 and us, and we're gonna go to town. 2934 is our campmates. We're having a good time with that. This all happens tomorrow, Saturday at 15 UTC. It's going to get wild. We're all going to be streaming and having a good time. It's hopefully we're going to get about a 3 or 4 day Kingsland. Nobody quits. Let's just keep going. Let's run it down. I zero my account every KvK. Okay. You guys see this right here? I got a lot of power to zero. Okay. So we're going to ride with this and we're going to get after it. And so with that being said, wish us luck. We wish our enemies luck. We're going to have a good time with it. It's really been a pretty docile KvK as far as this trash talking or anything. It's been pretty cool about it. The Lost Kingdom, they have threads now, so this is like one of those situations where you don't have kind of the crazy toxicity of Lost Kingdom, which is fine. They do it more in threads now, and so we look like we're going to have a really good time tomorrow and for the next handful of days. So good luck to everyone. Godspeed. And for you watching, I appreciate it. Don't forget to throw a thumbs up on the video. And with that being said, we'll see you, broskies.